What is up, everybody, man? Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Coffee and Coaching. I'm excited for today. Today is we've got a rock star on with us today.
Thank you,
Coach. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you very much for having me on. I'm super excited.
I know, and I appreciate you making the time because you have a lot of things going on.
I do. It's exciting. It's a great life right now in real estate. I love it.
Yeah, I would love for you to give just the quick 2-minute down and dirty bio on yourself, and we'll rock and roll from there.
So I have been in the business for 16 years. I am a team leader of a mega icon team in New Jersey. I absolutely love what I do. I am opening up a real estate school. We've already been licensed. I went through the instructor's course. I got licensed. So I've taken the broker's test twice, which is, as anybody knows that's taken, it's not fun. And we own a title company. We are trying to be a one-stop shop, and I am launching, as of next week, my insurance company. So we're just got a lot going on, and I don't know. It's a great day.
It's amazing. Like you do not sit still, and there's so much to be able to take away from. Like even the last 18 months, how crazy, like think about that. Look back over the last like 12 to 18 months, like think through and give some context, like where, you primarily had built your business and, really dominating the REO side of things.
Yes.
To being forced, right.
Mm-hmm.
To have to rethink what this business looks like moving forward. So I know there's a ton of lessons learned in there.
Yes. It was crazy. So pre-COVID, I had 85 off-market properties in REO that were just, coming on the board. We were getting ready. Some of them were occupied. We were doing construction. Some of them were on hold. And it was a crazy time when COVID hit. And I'll never forget, actually, when I signed up coaching with my coach over here, I was sitting in my kitchen in Shrewsbury, and in Monmouth County, had a house there then, in one of the tables on a pond table, and saying, "Oh my God, I've got to get out of here! Like, what's going on?" And just reevaluating my business. I wasn't in coaching for a little bit. I gotten out when I left my previous company, and I'm like, I got to get an attraction, and we just started going, and it was organic business because I have an organic business and I have an REO business, and they're completely separate entities. They're under different LLCs. They're different admins. They're different agents. It's a completely different world. And I really had to reevaluate my business and just say, pardon, but shit, like, what are we going to do? And full force, just dove right in, and it was a crazy time. And, we're still seeing that now. Thankfully, REOs are coming back right now. I've gotten 1, 2, 3, about 4. Got 3 yesterday, so it's coming back, and conversations, and it's all about the conversation. Just keeping, I kept in touch throughout this whole COVID time with all of my institutional investors, all of my clients, week to week. Every couple of weeks. Hey, listen, what's going on? What are you doing? They see what I'm doing, and I took this time, and I honestly have to say, and so did my team. We took this time during COVID to build our systems, and Coach, you helped me tremendously with it, just saying, what do we need to do? We literally are so set right now and ready to go that the REO business can run itself systematically. As soon as we get a trigger of an assignment, everybody's like, okay, and we're done. In 3 days, we're like, okay, next. So it's really cool that we really use this time. And then obviously the title company helps. And, we've got the title company in with our REOs and stuff like that now, which really keeps it a one-stop shop. That's the vision. the vision is I want to be a one-stop shop and we're doing that of a brick and mortar, which kind of keeps the culture, which we're pushing right now. So
I love it. And one of the things kind of when everything started to get shut down for you guys, it was, all right, what the hell do you want this to look like? And even to the point of where the hell do you even want to live?
Yeah.
Right. So like even talk through that. Like not only did you have to make a pivot in your business, I mean, you made a pivot in your market.
I did. I moved during COVID. I actually I'm third generation Jackson. If anybody knows New Jersey, Great Adventure. Third generation resident of Jackson, and I moved to Shrewsbury, which in the commute in the summer was about an hour and 15 minutes. But during COVID, I was told I couldn't do a fire in my backyard. And I was like, peace. But yeah, during COVID, I left and I went to my brother, and just like everybody that was going through emotional and I was breaking down. I was just depressed. I was not happy. I love my business, but I didn't love my life. So I went, and my older brother is like my dearest best friend. And he was like, Jen, he's like, come back, like move. Literally now, if anybody knows me, I'm like, once a decision, I'm done. Like, that's it. I'm in. 2 hours later, my brother found a house. 4 hours later, my offer was accepted. And 12 hours later, my house was on the market. So no, I'm sorry, 24 hours, my house was on the market because a great a friend of mine that came in and cleaned up the outside, got it ready, I was like, listen, I've been living in a 12 by 12 upstairs. Like I literally, guys, I lived in my bedroom and had my bathroom and washed my dishes in my sink, and my house was all concrete and no walls, like no kitchen, no nothing, literally a bedroom and a bathroom for probably about 7 months. And then I was like, I got to go home, and that was it. So I moved during COVID too, but I'm very, very blessed and very, very happy where I'm at. And then I opened up this office, and I said, I need an office. I don't, anywhere I've ever worked, I've never driven more than a mile to my office. And I'm still to that right now. I currently live 0.3 miles to my house. My dog comes to work with me every day. Dexter is little mini golden doodle, best dog ever. And we grow together. Everybody was in my house when I moved back to Jackson, all the admins, agents. I got everybody tables. I set everybody up. I'm blessed this huge, it's like a 2.5, it's the size of equivalent to a 2.5 size garage. So I set everybody up in their own tables, and we just mastermind every day, built our systems. I would listen to traction, bring it back. It's like, all right, this is what we're going to implement. Trello, like it just really got us to where we're at. And we came here and we're killing it. We're really happy. So
what for you, because you've made a lot of decisions in the last, let's say, 18 months.
Yeah.
What for you allows you to make decisions so fast? I
go with my gut. I don't question myself. I go with my gut. The second it's in my gut, and I've been like that, my whole life. It's done. So I make a decision, I run with it, I go with it. And, I don't look back. I don't second guess my decisions. And that's really, truly, it's impulsive. I'm not going to lie, but I'm a Virgo. So I just feel it. And I've done a couple, there's a couple decisions that obviously, I looked back on, and I wasn't exactly thrilled in the decision that I made, but I look at what I learned from it and I took away from it, and I don't dwell on it. I'm not going to beat myself up, because you know what? We all make mistakes. We're humans. But I grow from it, and I try as best as I can to grow from every decision that I make, and just, learn. I mean, I've learned so much since coming to the company that I'm with now, and really, I've grown. I see myself, like I see the 18 month ago me, and then I see the me now, and I see me sitting at the table with everybody listening, and my agents, and them growing, and we're bringing on new agents, and they are coming from other places and other stuff, and they're just sitting here, and the conversation is like, holy, wow, like your structure, the systems, the accountability, but they're appreciating it. So I know, like, I hate to say it, but I know I'm doing something right. I think, I just want to keep it going and keep on the right track and help, give back everybody what was given to me is kind of what I want to do. I want to put them, instill with them was what I have and the best that I got out of real estate and what I've learned from real estate, and feed them with it. Don't make this mistake. We were masterminding this morning and I was like, guys, I didn't sell shit for the first 16 months I was in real estate. Not one house. I sat in the office and I just listened to all the mega agents talk on the phone and listen to their conversations. I was like, and that's why we always, have the phone on a speaker. It's not because, I want you to hear my conversations, but I want you to hear my conversations because I want you to get the dialogue that I'm saying so that when you go and you're in that conversation, you're like, shit, Jen said this, and this seems to be the same situation. So I think maybe this is what we're supposed to do. So we try to keep it very, very learning based all day, every day. Anytime somebody's got a question, you need a CMA done. All right, everybody who wants to watch a CMA be done. And we put it on the big screen on the TV. It seems to be working, so I hope.
No, I love it. It's very collaborative and,
yes.
Just definitely your leadership style and being able to pour into, your team, your people, right? And
Yeah.
I'd love for you to kind of share from your perspective the type of people that you try to surround yourself with, that as you're building your organization, like we're always talking about next hires. Where's the next hire? Who's our next who? And so you have that intuition, you make a lot of decisions from your gut. You also make I would say a lot from experience too, right? Because you've observed a lot, you've done a lot. But when you're looking for people to grow your organization, your team, what type of individuals, what type of people are you trying to surround yourself with?
You got to be in culture. It's my number one thing. If you come in a negative Nelly and, the glass is always empty and me, no, the door is not, it doesn't last. If you don't plug in, I don't need people on the roster. You know what I'm saying? I want people that come in that give back. If somebody's sitting there, and what's great about I see it all the time in my team, and it warms my heart. It's like they have a question and somebody else comes over and tries to help. And that's the culture that we have. Somebody's on the phone. Well, here's this and this and that, and let's do this together. Okay. You know what? Come on the open house with me. Like one of my agents took another one of my agents and I didn't even know about it. And they just set it up and they said, you know what, come shadow me on the open house. And, culture is the biggest thing. Giving in standards. There's a contract that everybody's got to sign. And if you don't meet the standards, we sit down. Why aren't you meeting the standards? Accountability, your numbers, learning the systems, following the checklist, the Trello board and stuff like that. Like we have, like you bring in a contract, do everything that you need to do, and then let's sit down, go over it, and being able to be teachable. Because if you're not teachable, I don't want to deal with it. I can't deal with, I know everything. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. But if I don't know, that's a great question. Let me get back to you. Do you mind if I get back to you in 24 hours? Like that's the dialogue. And I tell them all the time, it's like, you don't know, don't spew out stuff. And it doesn't look good for anybody. So I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that who I'm surrounded with right now, even in the branch office, we're also a branch office. I'm selective who I let in the branch office.
Yeah.
I don't have to sign that transfer paperwork. And you know what? I won't. I really won't. And I know it might not come off as, I don't know how people are going to take that, but it's just, I don't want the culture. You have one person that comes in, it can destroy an entire office. It really, really can. It's just, I've seen it. I've been there. I've done that. And it's my one thing I won't, even with the school, there's an application process. There's an interview. We were talking about that today. It's so I think that's the biggest thing is the culture and making sure that they want it. They don't want to just come in, and they want to be part of a team. If you want to do it yourself and become a branch office agent that you can plug in. And we have people like that. People are like, well, they come in and they're like, I want to be part of the branch. Okay, great. Do I have to be part of your team? Hell no, because I don't want 14 people on my team. Right. I want everybody to make, before I bring another team member on, unless they're really like I just love their culture, their personality. Like, I need to have you on my team. I'm going to take you now and we'll plug in. I want everybody to make 6 figures before we bring more people on. I don't want 15 people running around saying, I don't have anything to do this. So that's me.
I love it. I love it. And most of your, and you hire, younger.
My whole team's millennial. I'm the oldest person on my team.
So yeah, speak to that, right? Because there's a lot of just BS, false. Well, I don't, younger generation work ethic. Yeah, no. Like
you have the standards. If you instill the standards in your millennial will be the best hire you've ever made. I don't care what anyone else says.
I agree.
Look at my team. My admins are 21, 24, and 25. So they're the best. They're the best. They're God. I mean, we got Google. We call my one. She does all the transaction coordination. We call her Miss Google because she knows everything. Like, literally, like, you ask it, you go right to her. And then my agents, they're all young and they're aggressive and they love it. And we have one of my agents just had a baby, love her. And what we did was we said, you're going to be out of commission, but we don't want you out of commissions. So we made her the director of sales and we set her up with the KV Core and we put 6,000 leads in there and said, just hand them out. And I said, we did it as a team. We sat around the table and said, are you okay that if Caitlin goes into KV Core and she scrubs a lead and can she get 15% and you'll take 35% of that lead? Is that okay with you? Sure. You don't have to do anything. That's the team that I want. If there was somebody who was like, no, I don't want to be a part of that. I want, what I want.
Not a fit.
You're not a good fit. You're not a good fit. And we don't have any of them. We have people that are like, I don't want anything. Just, here. I didn't really do it. It's such a good, it really is. We don't have any of that. Knock on wood. And if we did, I would put an end to it very quickly.
Quickly. Yeah, absolutely.
Very quickly.
So I want to talk about a couple things just from your perspective, but one that's been a major initiative and project, which is the school.
Yes.
And it just aligns to who you are and just your, like you said just a few minutes ago, just wanting to pour back and give. And so I know there's a couple goals behind the school, but for you, what's the main driving force? Because it wasn't easy getting that school put up and put together and the curriculum and then now the ongoing. So what really for you was that driving force to keep pushing forward and getting the school up and going?
The passion that I genuinely feel to have agents answer questions the correct way. And it's really when you cover a whole state and you get to see the whole different aspect of different areas and not just your bubble of where you're at in your 30-mile spring of whatever, I don't know. Not good with geographical things, but anyway. So I was getting questions, and I obviously with my REO business, a lot of contracts. I mean, the contracts that I would get, it was insane the way they were written. People just not understanding certain things and not to their fault, but they just wanted to make a difference. And even sitting with my own team, it really came back from everybody going to college within my millennials, having over $220,000 in college debt, and they all work within my industries, in our industry within the team, and they're all deferring their payments and just like not able to buy houses, living at home because they just can't financially do what they want. They have biology degrees, they have all these different degrees. And they all love what they're doing now within our industry. And I'm like, we need to get a trade school. It started with a trade school. It started with me going to principals and schools and asking if I could come in and I could talk to the students. And I wanted to become a trade school, like VoTech. Can't do that. So without knowing that this was it. So literally within 24 hours, just so you know, I opened up JKL University LLC. I said, that's it. I'm doing this. And then we masterminded and we came with the school name, and then we started putting the buzz out there. And the response that I was getting from within the industry, I was getting calls from all different agents that wanted to build teams saying, hey, listen, I'm not within your brokerage, but if I recruit somebody, can I send them to your school?
Yeah.
Because I tend to try to educate myself well and to know, all the ins and outs and legalities of real estate. Like I genuinely try to get, as much knowledge as I can. And it's doing well. And it's something that I think,
Jen, explain the curriculum, how it's different than when you would think of a real estate school. Explain how this is different, how the curriculum is different.
Okay, so our school is a 12-week school. You have to go onto the website and there's an application that you have to fill out. We're actually going to put an application fee on there. I have to check with the state today. That was a conversation we had, just to get serious applications. You have to do a 15 to 30-minute video. You have to fill out all the stuff, and you have to actually be accepted into the university. Once you get accepted into the university, you can go into the school and you can pick real estate school, which is 12 weeks. So when you go to take your real estate license, you're there for 10 days, 20 days,
something like that.
14, 15 days. Here, you're here for 12 weeks. We are going to take you on home inspections, on listing appointments, take you through creating your database. When you graduate, you should have 1,200 people in your database, because every week you're going to have to put 100 people in your database. You're going to learn every MLS in the state of New Jersey. There's 8 of them. We're going to teach you them, just no matter wherever you want to work. You need to show up on time. If you're late, don't come back. If you miss a day, don't come back unless you have a note. We're just saying you're going to get your master's degree in real estate when you graduate my school.
I love
That's the way it's looking. It's not real estate school. It's going to be, you're going to have your master's degree. It's just like, we want you to know, how to sit there. You're going to hear dialogue and script practicing and how to write a fucking contract. Sorry, I had to go on that topic. How to write a listing agreement. So when you get, when I got my license, I didn't sell anything for 16 friggin' months because I wasn't taught anything. I taught myself. I am a self-taught entrepreneur. And that is what it is. Everything that I know, I taught myself. REOs, I taught myself. Nobody taught me how to do an REO. Nobody taught me how to do a BPO. Nobody taught me how to do the platforms. This is something that I saw, I wanted to do, I wanted to accomplish, and I learned it. And I want to take all the grit and all the shit that I learned and help somebody not take 16 years to get to where I'm at, that I want you to come right out of school in 12 weeks and not sit there and say,
what do you
want me to do?
Yeah.
What do I do? What do I do? I don't want 12 people. I don't know about any other team leaders that maybe watch it. I don't want 12 people asking me, what do I do? You're going to graduate with 12 weeks of shit that you goddamn now know what to do. They're going to get their headshots. They're going to have their signatures. Their business real estate page is going to set up. Their Facebook, their Instagram, their LinkedIn. I'm going to literally set everything up so that they can go and they are going to know what to do. And honestly, some of them might not even have to join a team. Not that I'm a full advocate of teams. I think it's great. And I think that everybody should, and I am going to advise them that the first year in business, they should go on a team, just because it's going to, it's going to be expensive to get leads and to do this. But hopefully they have a database.
Yeah, and a lot less that they have to try to manage.
Yeah,
right.
Manage them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them everything, the foundation, okay, to master. But when they get out, you're going to see the difference. My goal and everything, sorry, I keep saying but is I want people in New Jersey, when these students graduate, agents to say, holy shit, how long have you been doing this? Oh, this is my first deal. And that's what I want my fellow realtors to say and to feel when they're dealing with an agent that comes right out of my school. Because I remember
100%.
That's what I want. That is my vision. I'm not sitting here trying to, I'm literally limiting it to 15 people. I refuse to do it virtually. I'm getting a lot of kickback on that, but I don't believe, I watched one of my agents got licensed virtually. The instructor, and I actually said this to the state. So if anybody knows me, I don't hold back. I'm not scared, at all. So the fucking guy kicked 4 students out for raising their hand and asking questions. He kicked them out of school, kicked them out of the class. And I'm sitting there and, they're like, one person was like, it was just insane. I'm like, how the hell are you going to learn? Like, I get it. You don't want to be interrupted and get 20 questions every second or everything. But you know what? Maybe you take an hour in the last 15 minutes. Does anybody have any questions? I remember I got told not to ask any questions. And I literally told the lady to go F herself, and I left. And I told the company I was working with, if she ever says that to me again because I'm asking a serious question, I'm never coming back. And then literally the team leader came and was like, whoa, 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 whoa. People are allowed to ask questions. Like, that's how you learn.
What I love, and I think the big lesson here is, and this is kind of a theme with you, it's that, you know, you see a challenge or a problem, and instead of just bitching about it, you find a solution. And so you're trying to be the solution. And so you see the real need, and especially one, you know, you want agents coming into you, but also agents within your community to be better. And that's being a solution instead of sitting on the sidelines just bitching about it.
Because believe me, I did that. Oh, I was like, I heard myself. So I got, you know, I'm transparent as hell. So I heard myself, because with REOs, we were getting one a day. It was crazy. I was getting calls from all over New Jersey, all different. I was getting questions that were just like, honestly, I was getting frustrated. I was getting annoyed at the questions I was getting, and it was just bothering me. And I heard myself, the way I was speaking, I was like, whoa, like, I got to self-reflect. You can't, if you believe that this is something that's wrong within the industry, change it. Do something about it. Don't exactly what you're saying. Sit there and just bitch and bitch and bitch. Because it's like, all right, you don't like something. What do? You change it. Or you get out of the situation. I'm sure not getting out of real estate. So I went and I got my instructor's license and I opened up a school. Isn't that what everybody does?
That's what everybody should do, right?
It's just normal. And my school's 3 doors down from my brick and mortar office. So it's like, I don't miss a beat. You know, I have people that are going to be, you know, my integrators in the school. It's not just me. So I'm excited about the real estate licensing aspect, but I'll be honest with you, I'm more excited about teaching the REO and the short sale classes. That's like, I'm literally submitted. I started the application yesterday to write my own curriculum and my own book in teaching to get people credits, CE credits, once you pass my class for short sales and REOs, and I'm submitting it to the state. So there might be a JLK. That's going to be cool. But I know that I could definitely do that. I know that, you know, it's the passion is there for that. So it'll be fun.
What's coming? You know, the REO focus, the short sale focus. What are you anticipating? I mean, you've been in the game long enough to be able to ride through, you know, the fun, not so fun, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, run. What are you kind of indicators? What are you kind of, I mean, you have some inside knowledge. What are you hearing? What are you seeing? What are you anticipating, you know, real estate wise over the next 12, 18, 24 months?
I'm expecting it to be fun for me. I'm anticipating in 18 months, I'm not going to know who I am and what county in New Jersey I'm in. I got to be honest with you, and we talk about it a lot. So we're selling a lot of properties now. We do sell a lot of high-end rehab properties, low-end properties, but mainly rehab. Even in organic means that it's a regular homeowner, not in default. REO, when I say REO, is my bank-owned properties. So throughout the whole process and throughout both sides of the business, we're seeing properties go for prices that just don't make sense to me. I pride myself, as well as my team, on doing values of homes. I do 1,000 a year. I mean, I do more CMAs as everybody, but BPOs and all that stuff and ARVs than I think a lot of people. And I'm really scared for a lot of these VA properties and FHA buyers that are getting these properties and they're appraising and we're looking at it just doesn't make sense. So my vision and what I think is going to happen in 18 months, I think that there's going to be a lot of defaults. I think that it's going to be a little bit crazy. and I think that prices are going to come down. There's no inventory. I get it. I'm doing a BPO or a CNA on one of my REOs right now. And a couple of months ago, when I had gotten it, like about a year ago, the ARV was $3.7 million. I'm doing it right now because I have a potential buyer, and it's 3.2. It's going down because there's no inventory, there's no comps to show it. So it's crazy how it's switching, and it's just, there's just nothing there. So people are paying. I mean, you see all the emojis and the pictures on Facebook of, buy, this dollhouse for $299,000 and this and that, but it's going to get crazy. I think that the foreclosure is going to be back, and it's not that they're writing bad loans. I think people are just, I think it's going to be work, a job, and you're just not going to be able to afford it. I don't know. That's within my industry. We feel that that's what's going to happen.
Gotcha. Being prepared for it.
Yeah.
As an agent, typically what is percentage of REO business with the overall sales, like within your area, within your market?
It's nothing. There's I don't know, maybe 7%. It's very, very low.
Single digits. So do you see that climbing being more than 7-8%?
Just so you know, in New Jersey, they started doing foreclosures in Gloucester County on May 19th. So, and there's not a lot that are going. I already got one. So every day, almost, not every day, I don't want to falsify it, but we were assigned 3 to go look at yesterday, and we got 3 last week. So you can see in my social media, we do what goes on in our organic business, and we started last week doing what's going on in our REO. We had 8 properties that we sold occupied after a certain amount of time, and talking to my investors and this and that, said this isn't going away. Like we need to cut our loss. So we did put them on, and people are buying them occupied. People are buying homes, regular buyers. We have the conversation, obviously we educate them, we tell them what they're getting into, and we vet them, but they're buying them and just saying, that's how bad the inventory is. It's crazy. They are getting, below market value. So I think it's a smart, business decision or investment, but it's interesting. It's very interesting.
It's very interesting. So what would you say to agents that are thinking about, like, Jen, something that I would want to maybe look more into getting into that business? What would you say to them if that's something that they want to do?
Start off. So the way I started off doing it, I fell into it just not even realizing that this is the niche that I was going to fall in love with and have the passion. My passion. If I didn't make any money doing this, I would still do it. Put it that way. That's how passionate I am about this type of business. But I would start off doing short sales to learn the dialogue and learn the process and learn what you're going to get when you're in this situation. Learn how to read a HUD, learn how to do when they pull their credit, how to negotiate liens, negotiate judgments, this and that. Then maybe pop into sheriff sales. That's very, very educational. Start looking at, the inventory, the Liz pendant, start saying that, getting the dialogue, taking the class. You're welcome to take my class if you're in New Jersey. I am going to be teaching it. I might do that virtually because that I can. And a short sale class, definitely. Just learn it and then dive in. You can't mess up. You really can't. You just won't. It won't get. You want to get it approved. Honestly, I'm like 99 percentile with my short sales and getting them approved because I would not give up. I would negotiate with. I've negotiated with the IRS. I went to a prison to get a HUD signed. That's the truth. I am not I will not, and that's the God's honest truth. But I will not stop. And that's the mentality that you have, and you have to be structured. When you're getting into this industry, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have in my calendar on Thursdays is REO World in the morning. And then I have my coach. And half the time he knows I'm on the road because Thursdays is REO World, and that's what I have to do. And I designate Thursdays and I check on my properties and I do what I do, and I go north and I go south and I go central, and I do have help, and I have people that also assist me in this. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to the construction, it's me. I meet the contractor there. I tell the contractor what to do. You have to be, if you're going to get involved in REO, you can't just sub it out. I tried, it doesn't work. It does not work. I have to tell you, unless you do, Fannie and Freddie, and you're not doing any. I work for institutional investors, so I have I'm hands-on. I call my investors. I meet my investors. My investors, if you do it right and you get with the right people, my investor has given me $2 million of his money and said, here, go to share or sale, buy me some properties. I could bid on the properties without him not even asking his approval. And if I went up, 10,000, believe me, you're not going to come off the bat going, oh my God, my investor gave me $2 million. It's not going to happen like that. But once you get their trust, it's loyalty and it's a commitment. And, it's a fun place to be. And then, you get to pick the paint. I don't know. I love it. I could do that all day. So.
What is how did you find that relationship?
With the, I wasn't an asshole on the bus when I was a kid. No, it started off, somebody that I knew that I didn't even know what he was in the process of doing, but it's amazing what he's become and what he did. Very smart. And I rode the bus with him, and he used to call me and ask me to go check on properties for him. And I do VPOs and this and that. And he'd be like, oh, so I'm like, stop, just refer me. If you ever want to refer me, please refer me. So I did it. And he texted me, he said, you're going to get a call soon. And I said, okay. He goes, make sure you answer your phone. If you know me, I always answer my phone. But I did answer my phone, and it was an asset manager in California. And he said, is this Jennifer? And I said, yes. And he said, okay. He goes, do you have ResNet? No, don't know what that is. And because I only did short sales net. And he said, we'll get it because we're going to assign an REO to you. I was like, REO? What the fuck is that? I knew, but I didn't know. And I went, paid $700, got ResNet, and then the whole world opened up. And it was all because I answered my phone. He asked me to do him some favors. And I said, yeah. I said, okay. So it's I hear some agents, well, what are you going to, let me tell you a quick story. And this will be mind boggling. So another one of my investors, he covers the whole state. And he buys property at share sales. I mean, 3 years ago, they were closing over 700 properties a year. I could just tell you. I still have 10 in my pipeline just from Ocean County. He, you would never know it. He's 34 years old. He's third generation of doing this, loves it. It's in their blood, just like mine. I got the job with him. It was funny. He came in and he was like, we're going to just try this share sale stuff. And he was given Ocean County. And I was like, okay. And me as a single person ran around. We started with Brick, Toms River, and Jackson. I went to every single property. I had this binder that was huge that had all of the properties in it, and I would take pictures, and I'm not gonna lie, I would break in. But if I could, I had a set of keys. They were called bank keys, and I would go into property and I would take if I could.
We had the universal key. We had the old crowbar would get us in.
Yeah, it's I remember plunging through a window and neighbors driving by and my feet sticking out. You have no idea. I gotta get in. Because I wanted to make sure to protect my client. I wanted to protect, I didn't want him to buy something else, walk in, and it'd be the ceiling falling down, because believe me, it's happened. So anyway, I ran his whole Ocean County. All right. So then we started off with $1 million. And the first property we bought was a short sale that I did in Jackson 5 or 6 years ago. And I was like, I know this property. I know everything about it. And it was he made $17 on that first property because it turned out that there was shit wrong all over. We didn't lose money. We've never lost money. Not no.
$17.
$17. And we were still buying. We were buying sometimes 6 properties. It was crazy. It was so much fun. The adrenaline high is and I'm walking up there and I'm signing. So you feel like a boss, all right? You're like, what kind of people are like, oh, Jen's here. Oh man, she's here. We're not getting anything. I swear on my life, it was the best. But
I think everybody should experience that process a couple times.
It's so much fun. And then you just go and
we would go on Sunday mornings and have breakfast and then go check all of the sheriff's sale properties for the week and decide if we wanted to do anything.
Absolutely.
It's fun.
It's adrenaline. And I started off, it was just me. And then what I did is I started interviewing agents, and I would put, the agent had to live in the town, and they had to at least be experienced. I think the minimum was 3 years experience. So whatever. So then I started building a team. We started branching out, doing it. Then I was buying an LBI. I bought dirt for, I think it was like 1.23 million, something like that. I forget what it was. It was definitely high. And it was like, this girl's buying dirt, and I'm walking up there and I was like, here you go. It was fun though. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot of fun. But, we branched out, and then he started going into Monmouth County, and I was interviewing for the job. And then he started going, and he was like, I wanted the whole Monmouth County. I just got in heavy into REOs at this point, when a couple of years later. So he knew, without telling me, he knew it was too much for me. But he did give me 13 towns in the western side of Ocean County and Monmouth County, so I had them. So we started interviewing. This is why I'm telling you this story. I know it sounds a little crazy, but it's just, please take this as a learning lesson. He was going on Zillow and he was calling high-end agents that were doing a lot of business, and he was calling them. And they were telling him to go fuck himself, that they would not go and sit down, having no idea they didn't believe him. He couldn't believe the conversations that he was having with the people that he was calling. They didn't believe him. They thought he was full of shit. And meanwhile, you're talking to, I don't know if he's a billionaire, but he prints his own money, so he's got to be pretty good.
Yeah.
And you just never know. The whole moral of that story is, and I tell my team every day, treat every asset like, I have a letter from an asset manager that says, Jennifer treated every asset as if, whether it was a $90,000 asset or a $1 million asset, the same. Treat every person that calls you. You never, ever know who's on the other line.
Always.
So
always
be humble and kind. Never know. Be nice.
Such a great lesson. A great lesson. So for you right now, man, a lot going on, a lot of success. But what's really the most important to you right now moving forward?
The school. My team and the school. The school is, I want it to be so successful that people want to franchise it, to be honest with you. And it's not a financial thing. It's that I can't wait to see when the students graduate and they get out into the field and they're successful and they're like, shit, I don't need to go to, and listen, I'm not against college. If you're going to be a doctor, if you're going to be a lawyer, if you're going to know exactly what you want to do, I'm all about it. But to go to 4 years of college to get the experience, which is drinking beer and going to frat parties, do it if that's what you want to do. But if you want to get out into the world and you want to really do something, and to think about it, I know I talk to agents all the time, and it's like, I started I did the college thing. I'll be honest with you, I didn't graduate. My brother joined as I said, he's my best friend. I went with him. That shithead, I was doing his English homework, and I guess I wasn't doing it well enough, and he was failing, and he joined the Marines. And it just so happened 9/11 happened, and he left school, and I left with him, and I never went back. And then I hung out with him until he got deployed, and then I got in real estate. So I could have been and I never did anything else. I could have done this at 18 years old, guys. At 18, all you need to do is have a GED, be 18 years old, and something else. I forget. I shouldn't say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you can get your real estate license, and you can get out into the workforce. And if you do it right, I'm not saying everybody's got to be an entrepreneur and make, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. But think about it. The way I was thinking about it is, even if you do want to go to college, okay, and that's something that you want to do just to get the experience, you can also get your real estate license, and you can do rentals when you're in college, and that's your job. Yep. There's so many things that you can do with it. To have your real estate license, it's like, all right, well, maybe I can sell a property every semester and make a little bit of money to have spending money, so that you don't have to work at the grocery store or for MCI. I worked for MCI, WorldCom, when I was in college. I got paid to go to work on time and leave on time. Legit got bonus for it. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It was like, what's this extra $200 for?
I mean, I know it could happen. I mean, we had one of our one of our agents in the Lawton office, full-time college kid, sold 30 deals that year as a full-time college kid. It's like, dang. He showed up, he followed the process. He didn't, he just followed the process. He just did what he's supposed to do, and closed 30 deals going to school full-time.
And that's the thing, is it's not, it's not saying that you can't do that. It's just a great little, it's extra money. And then when you get out, you can still do it. If you want to be, a nurse, you can do just a matter of structuring your time. And that's what we're going to set you up for. We're going to set you up to time block, to structure, to know what to do, and to have the tools to do it anywhere. And even if you want to, say you're in New Jersey and you even go through the school and then you're going to Florida to get your license, then sit in their 2-week thing and get their stupid thing, because it's pretty much the same, except for a couple of laws and business laws. It's all the same.
Yeah, I love it. I'm excited for you. I know this has definitely been a work in progress, and we're so close. So I'm excited, Jen. If somebody wants to follow up with you, get a little more information, maybe see when the REO course is ready. Or even listening in, want to go through the school, what's the best way to connect with you and get more information?
So I will give you my cell phone number, 732-300-5630. Text messages are always great, but no, I do answer. And then the school, the website should be up. They're just kind of, we're putting Dexter in there. I wouldn't approve it unless my dog was in there, because he is like, he gives hugs every morning to everybody that goes in. Everybody walks around. So he will also be making appearances. He's hypoallergenic, so don't worry. But it's nextlevelrealestate.school is the website. And then you can email me, Jennifer at jlksalesgroup.com. And then there's a next level one, but Jennifer at jlksalesgroup.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
So
you're awesome. I'm excited. I think, man, it's definitely going to make a difference. And I love that being a solution.
Yeah. Pop in anytime. We're open, here, and I'm in Jackson, and then the school is officially going to be open June 10th. I'm doing it. It might not have ceilings because I want it to be, I don't want drop ceilings, but it's going to feel like Google meets real estate. It's going to be very, very colorful, high energy. My motto is when you come into my real estate office, if you're not motivated, leave, because if you're not motivated in that inspirational, I'm not in that room because it was echoey, but if you're not motivated, can't help you.
It's the culture. It's the culture. I love it. Jen, appreciate you. Thank you so much for carving out a little time, jumping in, adding value.
I loved it. Thank you.
I'm sure we'll do it again. Appreciate you. See you.